Today's video is going to be real mom talk, and we're going to talk about the fact that it is okay to not love absolutely everything as a parent and a mother, and that those feelings are okay. And stick around to the end for a few of my tips to navigate those feelings. Hey everyone! So today we're going to talk about mom talk, real talk, about it being okay to not love every single moment. I know there's like a lot of pressure out there to love everything and be like the most gentle mom, and if you're not grateful for every single moment, then you're not doing enough, or it's not okay to feel annoyed or this or that, because one day the baby is going to be an adult, and you're going to miss these moments and stuff like that. I see those posts all the time. Do you? And it's like it's trying to make you feel bad for not loving every single moment. And I wanted to make a video to normalize that it is totally okay to not love every single moment. So I'm a mom who's raising two lovely children, and my first pregnancy was a loss at 29 weeks. So I totally relate to the you have to be grateful sort of thing, because anything can happen. And I really got sucked into that with my daughter. So my daughter's my older child, and then let's just be real for a second. I don't love a lot of stuff when they are infants. I had a friend who was saying, because she just has her one son, and she knows she's not able to have any more, and she's like, oh, it's so sad because every first is also the last. And I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. I'm totally trying to enjoy most moments with my son, my younger one, but I'm also like, I am not gonna miss teething. I'm not gonna miss diapers. And I'm not gonna miss trying to figure out sleep. That is my number one thing that I dislike about parenting. And she was laughing, and she's like, yeah, I was having a moment and feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and then you just saying the thing about teething, and I'm like, oh yeah, I will never miss that. I'm like, right? So yeah, I think there's so much pressure out there for moms. I don't know if it's because of social media or traditional media or anything in general that's like trying to tell you that like you're a mom, so you have to love every single moment. And like other people who judge you, like I've seen people who have had gender disappointment when they find out the sex of their baby, and people like tearing those people apart and being like, oh well, at least you have a baby, or this or that, like your first world problems, and you're so ungrateful, and this and that. And it's like, chill out. This person has every right to feel the way they feel. It doesn't mean they don't love their baby. It just means that maybe they were expecting a different sex, or maybe they always dreamed of having a different sex child. And it doesn't mean they don't love their child. It just means that they need a minute to process. And sometimes it's like the dangers of sharing that stuff on your social media, but like the judgment, I think, puts an extra bit of pressure on all of us, and that's not fun. Uh, so I want to relate that to you and let you know how I have navigated that, and how I am navigating it currently. So I will say that yeah, like with my daughter, because I got pregnant with her 5 months after my loss, and so I was very anxious the whole time. And when she was born, naturally, like any first time parent, you don't know what the heck you're doing. Like, why are they crying? Like the nurses told me, she feeds every 3 hours. Like, why is she crying before 3 hours? That's not time to feed. It's the silly stuff like that. When I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I should have just, why was I so strict about the time? um, which I'm way not strict with timing with my son. So he's been a lot happier with feedings than I think my daughter was. um, but yeah, like little things like that. When I feel like most babies, when they're really little, like 6 weeks ish, they go through like a little phase with like witching hour and stuff like that, and you're like, why are you crying? And it can be so frustrating. um and so I went through lots of emotions at that time with her because I was feeling so frustrated at those moments. And then like a voice in my head was always like, you have no right to be frustrated. Like, your first baby is not here. You're so lucky to have her. Like, shut up. You're not allowed to have these feelings. And it took a long time for me to be like, I am lucky to have her, but I also am acknowledging that I don't love this feeling. I don't love trying to figure this puzzle out. I I will love when we're past this stage, and stuff like that. Um, it was a lot of like internal work that I had to do to be like I knew on paper that I was allowed to have the feelings I was having, but like emotionally, I wasn't allowing myself. So it took some time to allow myself to be like, two things can be true at once. um, and uh, and then when then like fast forward a little bit, she was like 2 and 4 months or something like that. So she was like, yeah, like 28 months when she was like, I'm done with diapers. Like, I'm not wearing them at all. I'm not wearing them in the day or the night. Then I was like 9 weeks pregnant with Felix. So I was having hormones and stuff like that. And I wasn't ready for her to potty train. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. And looking back on it, I'm so grateful because then she was completely out of diapers by the time he came. But I was also like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and she would pee on the floor a few times. Like, it was, looking back on it, it was 1 week, but like it felt like forever. And I'd be so frustrated, and I'd like, why did you just decide that you were done with your diapers? But um I didn't love that week, but once it was done, I was so happy and grateful. um and I loved that she didn't have any teeth until she was one, but then they came like that, and I hated that. um, but Felix actually got his teeth a little bit earlier. He's 14 months and he has 7 teeth. She was 14 months and I think she had two. Um, and that's been tough. I think it's been tougher with him than it was with her. But anyways, I currently am not loving the sleeping stuff, sleeping regression. he scratched me today right here and didn't love that. You know, when they are when he and his sister are not agreeing on something, like she's often bossy or doesn't allow him to play what she's playing, and then he gets frustrated and screams, and I'm like, do we have to scream? Like, I don't love that. So I'm here to tell you it's completely normal to not love every single thing about parenthood. Like, I love 90% of it. Like, when they're hugging, when he wakes up and he gives me a kiss, he wants to hug me all the time. She can't wait to tell me about her day. She often says she can't wait to be just like me. And, you know, I love all of that. And I love watching them learn. Like, that blows my mind. But we're not here to talk about everything we love. I'm here to tell you it's totally normal not to love everything. So how do you navigate that? Like, I want to give you a couple of tips of what I've done. So when I felt super guilty about having feelings, I did meditation. So I would do it right before bed, and I was reflecting on being like, I know on paper I'm allowed to feel my feelings. My feelings are valid. And it was I did it like a phrase that I would keep saying over and over again. And I would say, I'm grateful for my child, but my feelings are valid. And I would just repeat that with each breath as my meditation. And eventually it sunk in, and I was like, I'm not going to feel guilty anymore because I do love her. She's like everything to me, but I'm allowed to feel annoyed. I'm allowed to feel frustrated. I'm allowed to feel whatever I'm feeling. And yeah, that eventually sunk in so well that I never felt that way with Felix. You know, when he annoys me, I'm like, I love you, you're annoying me. It's not, there's no guilt there. um, and then with him, what I'm navigating currently is a sleep regression. I really hope we're coming out the end of that. But he was like clinging to me, like he would hold my shirt like with his little fist, and in his sleep like he'd be snoring but like clinging onto me. And then I would try to, I'm like, oh, he's snoring, okay, I'm gonna try to put him in his crib. And the literal second that his head touched the crib, he was screaming, like his back was arching and he was screaming. And that was so frustrating. That was like days ago. So frustrating. I was like almost in tears. I was so frustrated. And like, you know, my husband's trying to help as much as he can, and he would take him, but like Felix just wanted me. And so he was screaming with my husband. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get as much as I can done, but he's still screaming. And thankfully, my daughter sleeps so well that she's just slept through it. But like, I'm like, oh my God. And then my husband would be like, oh my God, I'm trying everything, but he just wants you. And then I'd have to go back. And I'm like, I hate this. I'm like, there's no escape. I have to go to bed mad. And eventually I give up and he has to come into bed with me and I have to sleep mad. Like, who wants to go to sleep mad? And so the way that I've been navigating that, and I'm not saying I'm navigating it perfectly, but it's definitely something you can try when you start to get that like feeling of like, oh, like I'm approaching red, you know, steam's about to come out of my ears. I take a breath, and that sounds so stupid, like it's not going to help. But when you are that mad, your breath tends to be very shallow. So if you're able to start taking really deep breaths with a lot of intention, it can be very grounding. So they can help to at least bring you down maybe to an orange instead of like full blown red and steam coming out of your ears. Um, you know, so like there was two really bad nights recently, And the first night, I didn't think of that. And I was like, so mad. I was like to my husband, you have to take him right now. I'm done. And then, like, because I'm like, I'm done and that's enough. He would be like, Felix would be crying more. And then, contrast to the other night when I remembered to take those deep breaths and still super mad, but I was able to be like, it's okay, calm down, I'm right here. This is Felix's bed. Felix sleeps in Felix's bed. I will hug you, I will hold you, but I am not your bed. This is Felix's bed. And doing that with like a calm tone, a calm demeanor, and everything really helped to calm him down. And then, like, he slept in his bed for a few hours, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Like, that's all I had to do. um, so I want to share that with you, because if that's all we have to do, then I hope that you do it, and that can save you from the anger feelings of the whatever it is for you that you don't love in parenthood. So yeah, just to recap, know that it is, first of all, normal and okay. Every single parent has parts of the parenting journey that they don't love. And if they tell you they love every single part of it, they must have adult children and they've forgotten, because there is definitely parts you're not going to love. And to navigate it, my two tips, my two tools that I used was meditation to help myself, give myself permission to feel the feelings, and breath work to navigate the big feelings. Because when we are going through it, our breaths are always shallow, and we want to deepen the breath to ground ourselves so that we can remain calm even in the anger. So I hope that was helpful, and I would love for you to subscribe if that was, and you would like more tips and real chats like this, as well as yoga tutorials. All right, I hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.